All right. Hey, everybody, Minuteman here. So, you already saw the announcement on the Facebook page that I went to go see the Rwby premiere. I'm not going to call that a movie. So, we're going to do two parts. Fastest part's going to be me saying this spoiler free. I'll go into more depth after the fact. But let's start off with the fact that, yes, it was just one episode of season 5. I guess the way they summed this up to make it a longer cut was they replayed the last 3 episodes of season 4 and then gave you a quick little 5-minute rundown with the show creators talking about the episode, like the plot, why they did certain things. Okay, fine, whatever, it's all good. After that, we got to watch the 2 trailers they released previously for season 5, which was the Weiss training montage and a little adventures in little Hong Kong that they did with Sun and Blake. Cool things to watch again, especially on, big screen. So, spoiler-free stuff starts right off after season 4, directly off. Like there's no gap. I'll say this off the bat: this is going spoiler-free. The animation is a lot better. You can tell the difference, even though everyone lost their mind at how nice season 4 looked. Season 5 looks a lot better. You can just tell the little things. They don't have that weird, the little animatronic jerky robot motion anymore. Secondly, they added a lot more effort into every aspect of the characters. More depth, more character detail. The environments are actually better animated now. They look like they're old style hand drawn, so it looks very, very in depth, not just bland gray wall meets wood trim. No, it's none of that. It's actually very well done. Now, I'm going to do some fun editing because I don't like that. But yes, this was the special event. Worth the money. I paid ticket price. I don't know if I would have done that. I kind of hoped to be more than one episode, even though I knew walking in there it was going to be the one episode for the nerd privilege of seeing this early and on the big screen. 2 reasons I did it. One, I'm bored. I'm not going to lie. I was bored. Second reason I did it, I do like Rwby, and I want it to do better, and I'm hoping that, when it starts getting more attention like this, that more events will occur. I wouldn't mind watching a season recap in a theater. That would be something fun to watch, right? Other than that, then we get to the fun stuff, like, so yeah, I'm going to put a little timer here. Yeah, and I'm going to stop the video too, so you'd be like, oh, he's so crazy. I'll drop the illusion. But spoiler territory now. 3, 2, 1. You don't get to complain if you keep listening to me now. See? That's 3 warnings. That's 3. I don't care anymore. Spoilers. They find Ozpin right away. I should say Crow finds Ozpin right away, as you saw at the end of season 4. Well, we go right into that at the beginning of season 5. Next, we get introduced to Dr. Lionheart. Leonardo Lionheart, because alliteration, that's the good stuff. So we have that happening. We have another quick little montage of all the characters, what they're up to. Weiss is on the transport plane. This is the smallest transport plane that goes the farthest I've ever seen. Madness. Yang is just traveling through the streets. We find out her decision. She chose to go after her mom. She's looking for Raven. Don't know why. Hopefully they'll explain that. Blake is trying to turn all the active members of Minstrel against the White Fang because she wants to reinstitute the original White Fang. Whole plots. If you're not following the show, I can't help you here, folks. And then we have Rwby in Minstrel talking to, well, they finally go meet the doctor. I had said doctor. Professor. Already things are getting nervous for the crew. They kind of glaze over it, which I'm liking. The show is getting more in depth with the world they're living here. So first thing they talk about is the fact that the city of Minstrel, I'm saying Minstrel, I'm believing I'm right here. Yell at me later. But it's classed. It's not faunus and humans living above each other. It's a mountaintop. So it's pretty much, if anyone's ever seen Kill la Kill, it's very similar to that city. Mountaintop, poorest people on the bottom, richest people on top. And they're proud of it. They actively talk about how it's so cool that the higher you go, the better things are. Hell, the school is near the top. Again, Kill la Kill alliteration, I'm assuming, or allegory. So you have that situation. They get to the school. No one's there. A hunter academy. during a time of massive torment. I'm not taking this out. I'm suffering for all my misgivings here. But there's a, like, Beacon fell. A major academy fell to Grim. Entire country should be in panic. And a major academy is, oh, classes are off. It's all good, guys. You'd think that'd be a panicking situation, everyone being in school. The way Leo describes it, I'm going to call him Leo. I enjoy that. Because he's a lion, Leo. Haha, I'm clever. But the way he describes it when he shows up is he's a very large man, but not like Maple. I think that was his name. He'll show up later. That occurs. Afterwards, they're talking. Crow exposes the fact that he's exposed the truth of what's happening in the world to the kids, which Leo is not happy about, but disaccepts. So that's a question. That'd be like Ozpin finding out about, well, everything else that was happening and just being like, yeah, it's all cool. No problems. So you have that situation. They talk about how they only have one maiden left. Or at least they don't have the location of a maiden. They lost. They name them all, finally, for all 4 maidens. You have Fall, which was the... Fall was creation. Spring is knowledge. Winter is choice. And the Summer Maiden is destruction. So, weird that spring's not creation, but whatever. So, Minstrel has control over the relic that... Here's the part 2. They added this in, finally. Relics can only be accessed by their corresponding maiden. They don't explain why. They don't explain, do they have to be a certain level of knowledge to do it? Just, do they touch them? Do you get it? They also use the word inherited, which means it's probable that most of the time a maiden was kind of in the family line, not the situation we saw with Cinder and Pyro, where everyone's just being slaughtered for the power. Also raises the question of, did Cinder want power like that, or she wanted any power? So we have to wonder about Salem's plan that way. Again, it's 1 episode. It's not that long. They pack a lot of stuff in here. So we're going to go back to... let's start with Whis' story first. Whis is on the plane. She's not hiding in the cargo hold now. It's just her and the guy flying. Guy seems nice, but very Han Solo-like. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about why you're here. I'm just here for money. I'm here to keep you safe till I drop you off. I'm going home. In the middle of that, they get a distress call. They're over a lake. Call it an ocean, really. It's massive. And there's a settlement, or they don't explain who they are, what they are. Is it a boat, a bunch of tourists? Is it a town? But they're under attack by Grim, and their huntress is dead. They need help. Whis wants to help. He explains, A, not going to do that. Why? Well, if I can hear their call, somebody else heard their call. 2, we're on a transport carrier. That's not going to be very helpful, in a fight. And 3, my ship, my rules. I'm not risking my life for a suicide mission. So I'm assuming they're going to go with a plotline where Whis is learning humility, or at least that she can't control everybody anymore. So that could be interesting to see. Don't really see much from Blake's storyline. Apparently now her family's actually using the guards they had. That was a fun one. To where her friend shows up and tells her, you need to stop. Whatever you're planning won't work. Blake exposes that they have a bunch of data and they're going to turn a bunch of people in the town against them. And she just smiles and it's like, it won't work. Don't bother. So they have this little face-off. It's like, you're going to have to stop me. I know. And they just part ways, where Blake is clearly like, wow, okay, my friend is either that far gone or she's playing a game. So again, that happened. We go to Yang's storyline. Yang is in the diner, getting some water. They have a little drinking joke because she wanted to drink. The guy tries to yell at her. It's like, aren't you a little young to drink? I want water, dude. It's hot outside. Relax. Funny little scene. Where they introduce, I don't know why they did it. I'm not going to go too far into social commentary. A little late for that today. But you have a guy, skeezy, by himself. It's really weird. Like, I know they're trying to make things seem abandoned, but skeezy dude in a bar, which is also a gas station, so you can't argue that doesn't happen. Go to the south. You'll see it. It's crazy. So he's there and starts hitting her. I was like, wait, you're too young to drink? That's impossible. I mean, look at you. Yang's like, yeah, I know. I'm good. Thanks, buddy. No, seriously. Everything about you. Like, he's just going on and on and on. And then he goes for her hair. And that's the infamous scene the leakers have shown where Yeah, spoiler, so I don't give a shit. Yeah, she hits him with the robot hand using her semblance, and then it gets a little anime cartoony. The dude's bouncing off and down the ceilings until he bounces out the door like a let's go Scooby Doo meets Goofy movie. Yeah, ragdoll physics out the goddamn door. Fun part is this is the Yang we're used to, except when she's like, okay, that's over, that's cool. She goes to grab the water bottle, and her hand shaking. Something we don't really see from Yang. Actual, either it's an adrenaline surge, maybe it's fear of what she just did, or maybe she's actually like, oh god, I shouldn't have done that. We don't know. She tries to brush it off, being stoic Yang. The bartender asks her, okay, lady, here's a free drink. That guy's been bugging the hell out of me. What are you doing out here anyway? It's really far out from the cities for a lady, even a huntress, to be out here. I'm looking for someone. Well, if anyone you're looking for is... Oh god, no. You can't be looking for... Let me guess. Raven Bradwin? Yeah. No, lady, seriously, don't go after her. It's fine. So we expose that's how you find out who she's looking for. Yang is looking for Raven. So that happens. As soon as she walks out, the guy's there laying on the ground, starts getting up. It's like, haha, lady, that's a good hit. Dude, seriously, we're not done here? The guy just smiles. No, I heard. You're looking for someone. Fades out. So that happened. I'm like, okay, so either he's going to try and betray her, or he's one of the bandits. Because the thing we get discovered is Crow knows who has the missing maiden. It's the Bradwin clan. His sister has the Maiden of Spring. Leo's freaking out. I was like, that's fucking dangerous as hell. We can't let her have it. Yeah, well, we can't get her either. So they're trying to come up with a plan. That's when we start finding out that there's a reason why the school doesn't have anybody in it. When the cities fell, I should say, when Beacon fell, well, everyone panicked. Everyone was pissed off or depressed or scared, which, as we show in the show, negative emotions bring the grim in droves. So Minstrel was swarmed with grim. So to the point where they're actually losing more hunters and huntresses than they can actually get back. People are freaking out. They don't know how to handle this. So he's like, okay, well, if that's the case, just me, I'll go. Me and my little team of little kids here. And everyone's like, yay, wait, what? So situation like that. They have a little forced dialogue here where they talk about, well, if we need to fight Raven for access to the Spring Maiden, you can't win. Why? They pretty much say Raven and Crow are evenly matched. Leonardo's like, I'm not the fighter I used to be, so if it's you and her, it might not end well. And the kids, well, they're no slouches, but like they're all kind of like, God damn, we talked ourselves into a corner here. So like I said, little interesting stories that they bring in. Ends with them, the scene we see at the end of season 4, where Crow is talking to Oscar at the bar and gives him his cane saying it's Osmond. Last scene we see is everybody goes back to the house. It's just the remaining members of Team Juniper. So you have just Jan, Nora, and Ren sitting at the couch talking to each other. When Oscar shows up the door, knocks at it, they're clearly on edge. Maybe justifiably, maybe not. They're not really, they don't say why he's on edge. So as soon as that happens, they open the door, see a kid. They're just super like, okay, what's this? Hi, yeah, is Ruby Rose here? Now they're all on edge. It's like, well, why do you ask? Her uncle might need some help. To which we are treated with a very drunken Crow walking in, smiling and laughing, saying, I found him. And they're like, what do you mean you found who? Ruby shows up, screaming like, why can't I read my comics in peace? What's happening? Is Uncle Crow, are you drunk? You maybe. Hey, guess what? What? Tell him. Yeah, who are you, kid? Oh, my name's Oscar. Yeah, okay. He does that thing where he talks to himself in his head now. It's kind of funny for me. I'm a child. Yeah, you guys might know me as Professor Ozpin. To which you just see Crow put up his hand. I found him! I did it! Falls off the couch. Scene's over. See the story ends. And that's where we're treated to the new opening of the show for season 5. I will argue that it is the most anime opening they've done, where they have like everyone's kind of doing their little scenes. They have the little fadeaways of all the major villains again, like season 4 was doing. Ends with them having a team up fight again finally, and then Salem becomes a 500-foot tall Salem ghost woman, and they kind of like just charge her all at once, and that's fade out for the intro. Music is cool. I liked it. I feel like they might have spoiled some stuff right away. Again, we are spoilers already, so I don't care if you get pissy about this. It's clear that in end of season 4, they show Leonardo talking to, I don't remember his name, the guy who looks like the bomb maker from Journey to Atlantis. Yeah, him. They made it appear like Leonardo was solely or very, very firmly in Salem's court or under her sway. Well, in the trailer, they make it look like Salem has something this guy needs, or is such a threat to Leonardo that he can't resist her. Because they show him sitting at his desk, clearly looking sad and despondent. You see the crazy dude with the mustache again, and you just see these weird little tentacles show up with spikes on them surrounding him, which either that's very literally what that guy's going to do, or it's meant to be alliteration of he's surrounded by danger and the tentacles of Salem are in him. So again, spoilers there. They have a scene of Cinder and a girl looking at each other while the girl's getting closer to her. So I'm not sure if that's going to be like gay fan service where they're like, oh, Cinder had a relationship with this girl and they were really close, or it's just like the thing they were doing, like where the two girls have a fate that's going to coalesce. So I'm assuming that's going to be the Spring Maiden. After that, it flashes away to them where the two girls met. It turns to a back-to-back shot of Raven and Yang pulling apart from each other, except Yang's looking forward while Raven's looking back at her. Again, could be alliteration. Maybe Raven wants to be a good mob now, which is weird considering how just cold Raven has been to her for the last, well, let's be honest, 4 seasons so far. It's like, oh, my daughter almost died. Pfft, well, then she's weak. I don't care. So there's things like that. So overall, like I said, animation's gotten better. People will say it's barely noticeable. I'll argue that later. To me, it was much better, smoother, more lifelike. Everybody was more detailed. People argue they can't tell the difference. When you can actually see the hair on their head and it's not just a colored glob on their scalp, it's a noticeable difference. And the world environments were much better. You kind of got a taste of it when you watched the Blake introduction. They did a little trailer for her. I might link that if I want to. They show that. The Blank introduction, they show the action, they show the environment. Everything just looks better. It looks smoother. It looks like finally a 3D show, not just an anime trope. I don't know what we would call season 1 and 2 and 3. I would say an anime tribute to tropes of anime. It's no longer that. It's its own show. And I'm going to strongly recommend you just give it a look. That's all I'll ask is you give it a look. I understand season 1's hard to get through for a lot of people because it's just so cheesy. Season 2 gets much better. Season 3 is in many ways one of the better seasons. Everyone's never had a complaint about it. Season 4 is shorter. People argue about that one. It's much more cohesive. It's just a single non-stop storyline. It's only 12 episodes. Season 5 is only going to be 14 episodes. Same length, 10-15 minute episodes. So you're not really getting too much out of it. It's more of the experience and you're getting into the story because it's a very good story. And considering how much I hate PC crap and how heavy most of the shows are, especially this show, they go into some really, well, stereotypically PC stuff. Guys being, almost every guy is a bad guy, or they're a weak, ineffectual guy, or they're a broken man. Every girl's always like, even the worst girl, she's still good to go. Then, of course, you have the racial topic with the humans and the faunus situation, so segregation and subhuman arguments. Then you have the psychological debate between what is good and what is bad, because clearly there are people who are just bad, and the show kind of gets right to that, but then skirts away from it. So it's one of those discussions. You have to sit there and go, maybe. Because Salem, maybe she's not a bad person. Maybe we're missing what her plan is. But if you watch season 4, they talk about how, well, there actually is somebody who is just pure evil because they were created to be the antithesis of life. And that appears to be Salem. If not Salem, somebody made her, or somebody she follows. So, yeah, that was my little rant. Oh, kept it under 20 minutes. So good job. And Booty Warriors on.